What's going on, guys? I'm back with another video. I know I've been making a lot of Pirate101 videos recently, but with the new update, just had a lot of videos to make. Today I just wanted to talk about what I think the future story might be, especially with the big plot detail that we got during the West Hall dungeon. So, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't beaten it. Go ahead and get out of here, get it. The update's not too long, so go play it. Or if you don't care, you can stay and watch. Either way. But what I want to talk about is when you go into Kane's tomb. And when Queen comes in and she starts freaking out and you find out that Kane's head has been taken. Now, obviously, Queen thinks we did it, but we didn't. And when I played through, I was immediately like, that's got to be an important detail. Because why would they add it if it's not going to come up later? So I started thinking in my head the past few days, like I mentioned in my video talking about my thoughts on the update. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. What possibly could be going on with that? So I got 3 theories, just like my video on what I thought was going to happen after Crocotopia. Again, I'll drop that in the card so anyone can go watch that if they haven't seen it. I low-key was right in there because the lamp, like the Genie in the Lamp gauntlet came out, which is kind of like Mirage, so I'm not saying that I know what I'm talking about, but my track record is positive. We'll just say that. But I got 3 theories. One that I like, one that I think has some like a good chance of being real, and one that just came up with because 3 sounds better than 2. So the first one, the one that I like, is that Fool took Kane's head. Now, the evidence for this is we see Fool right before we go into that part of the dungeon. He comes in and he saves us from suffocating after the Queen Bishop fight, where she shuts off all the oxygen to the room, and he comes in and shows us the secret passage. Now, the reason that he would have taken it, I don't really know. My thoughts would be maybe he wants to make himself better, because the whole story of him is talking about how flawed he is. So maybe he wants to take Kane and make him better, or maybe he wants to rebuild Kane or something. Or he could just want it as simply as like having a trophy of Kane because Kane always talked down to him. Who really knows? Now, I love Fool as a character. He's by far my favorite member of the Armada. I like how he's got like the dual personalities going on. And I think that would be really cool. And whether this is right or not, I do hope that he comes back in future updates for whatever reason, because I really love Fool as a character. But this is my favorite theory because I would love to see where it goes. I would love to see why he took the head of Kane. I would love to see what he's got planned with it and what he wants to do. And like I said, I really don't know what he'd do. I don't know if he'd try to rebuild Kane or make himself better or what would be going on. The second theory, and the one that I think is probably the most likely, is the word I was looking for, the most likely to be true, is that the necromancers, or I can't remember her name now, but the lady from Dragonspire, my second theory is that she took the head of Kane. Again, I don't know what she would need with it. I don't know if she wants to bring Kane back, or maybe make an army of the Armada, or try to like maybe infuse a real soul into Kane, and maybe she just wants his head for it. I don't know. I don't know really what it could be for, but honestly, I would love to see Kane come back because Kane is also a great character. I would honestly love for him to get a redemption arc, as like weird and probably outlandish as it is. I would love for that to happen. So I don't know, or maybe his head will just come back as a talking head, like a Lollipop Chainsaw, where it's just a talking head, or like Mimir from God of War. that could also be cool. So I think that's most likely because that's where the new story is going. It's talking about those necromancers and the exiles. So having them take it would be a good plot hook to reel in the story and tie it back in with what they're trying to do with the Arc 2. So I do think that's the most likely of the theories. The third theory I have, I don't really think it's likely because it doesn't make sense to me, but it does have some type of meaning, specifically because his head is gone and not his whole body. My third theory is that the people from El Dorado took his head. After you beat Kane in the main story in that dungeon in the center of Valencia, the big machine or the great machine or whatever it's called, after you beat him, you get he gets lifted up into the air, and the golden brain that got taken from El Dorado and the dude used to make Kane, it gets taken out of Kane's head and it gets pulled to El Dorado or somewhere, because Old Scratch has been like taken far away or something like that. So maybe that his head has some remnants of that power. And I mean, this part of the theory could work for the other two. Maybe his head has the remnants of the power from that golden brain, and maybe that's why Fool or the Necromancer could have wanted it. But specifically for this one, maybe because it still has remnants of that power from El Dorado, the people from El Dorado came and took it to get that power back. Again, I don't think that's that likely, because it would seem almost like a retcon for them to have to come back and take his head after they already took the brain out. It would make more sense if that was the case, that some of the power lingered, that someone else like Necromancer or Fool or somebody else would take his head to try to get some of that power rather than the actual people from El Dorado. So I don't think that one's as likely. But yeah, those are my 3 theories. Let me know what y'all think, because I'm sure there's a lot of possibilities that I haven't even thought of. And I only beat it like the update a couple days ago, so I've only thought about it for a couple of days. I just want to drop this because I know I love story videos, so I hope somebody out there loves the same and is looking for it. But let me know what theories you have. If you think any of mine were close, or you agree, or you think they're outlandish, let me know whatever thoughts you have down in the comments below. But I love y'all, and I'll see you on the next one. God bless you. Peace.